This is Ian Lamont. I've been a publisher selling books on Amazon for more than 10 years. And today, 3 things publishers need to know before they get started with ACX and Audible. If this video helps, please take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. So we're looking at the ACX website. Basically, this is the platform that Audible uses to get publishers and narrators onboarded to the platform so they can produce audiobooks that can be sold on Amazon. And they talk about the steps, get started with your title, work with your narrator, etc. And one thing you need to really understand about Audible and ACX, unless you're publishing narrative fiction or narrative nonfiction, it doesn't make sense. And let me show you what I'm talking about. This is my bookshelf. These are some of the older books for my own publishing business. As I said, I've been publishing for more than 10 years on Amazon. This is Amazon KDP. And you can see that the books that I'm selling, they're mostly technical books, what's called utility nonfiction, like a how-to book. And a lot of people, frankly, use these as references. No one is going to download jQuery plugin development in 30 minutes or Windows 8 Basics in 30 minutes and listen to it from start to finish. It would be the most boring audiobook ever. So if you're publishing a book like that, or you're publishing something like a cookbook or a reference book or a medical textbook or a business textbook, probably it doesn't make sense to do an audiobook at all. If it's a narrative nonfiction, that's a different story. And of course, if it's something like a novel, yeah, those may work for audiobooks. But for a lot of publishers, it just doesn't make sense. Second thing you need to understand, when you're working in ACX or when you're preparing an audiobook for publication, it's a lot of work. It's not just the writing and the editing of the title. You have to prepare basically a script. The script may require making a couple minor changes to the text of the book. You have to work with the narrator. Okay? Narrators are total pros. Narrators want to do a good job. Narrators frequently, they're trained, like they've worked in as a voice actor before, or they've had a lot of experience doing this. So they want a good copy they can work with. You have to prepare it if you're the publisher. You have to work with them just to kind of get the right spirit. Yeah, like let's say that it's a YA fiction book, okay? You have to find the right type of narrator who can do that type of book. And really, it's a big skill set, not just to narrate the book, but also to work with the narrators, to listen to the audio afterwards, to determine what's going right or what's going wrong. It's a ton of work, many, many, many hours of work. If you think you can just like kind of drop off the script and that's it, and you'll get like an audio file a couple weeks later to listen to, no, it's not like that at all. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So it's very time consuming, and it's costly, and it just doesn't make that much sense for a lot of publishers to get involved in this, particularly concerning reason number 3. You won't get paid a lot of money by Audible. Audible claims a 40% stated royalty. It's a lot less than that. It's actually 21% if the book is exclusive to Audible. And that's before you do the royalty split with the narrator, if that's how you're operating, okay? So if you're doing a half royalty split with the narrator, you're getting 10.5%, okay? You're not getting 40% divided by 2, 20%. You're not getting that. This analysis, by the way, is by the Alliance of Independent Authors, and they did a deep dive into how the payments work for ACX and Audible. You can read it yourself on the Alliance for Independent Author website. It's just not that good. Audible now has a new method for paying out royalties, which looks even worse, frankly. It's basically a pooled royalty model, kind of like KDP Select. It just looks terrible. It's very vague how much you'll get paid. I just don't think it'll be a lot of money. And considering how much work it is to create an audiobook, it just doesn't make sense. So those are the 3 reasons. It only really works for narrative fiction or nonfiction. For other types of books, it just doesn't make sense. It's very time consuming, and it's costly working with professional narrators. And then you're not going to get paid a lot of money unless you're like the top 1% of audiobook authors. I don't think you're going to make much money at all. Okay, and probably you'll end up losing money, considering the amount of work that goes into working with a narrator and the time that it requires. So those are the 3 things. And if this video helped, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and I'll see you next time.